Ghana's President John Dramani Mahama has proposed a transformative vision for Africa's economic future, centered on two revolutionary policies: eliminating colonial-era borders and banning raw material exports to Western nations. This bold approach aims to reshape the continent's relationship with global powers and foster internal economic growth. For centuries, Africa has been positioned primarily as a supplier of raw materials to Western economies. Despite possessing vast natural resources, many African nations continue to struggle with poverty and economic instability. The fundamental issue, according to Mahama, is that Africa has been extracting and exporting its valuable resources rather than processing them domestically into finished products. The artificial borders dividing African nations were established during the Berlin Conference of 1884, when European powers carved up the continent for colonial exploitation. These boundaries were intentionally designed to fragment Africa and maintain European control over its resources and people. Today, these borders continue to impede trade, provoke conflicts, and prevent meaningful cooperation among African nations. At both the African Prosperity Dialogue and the African Union Summit in Addis Ababa, Mahama forcefully advocated for a borderless Africa. He envisions a continent where goods, services, and people can move freely without bureaucratic hindrances. The current arrangement, he argues, primarily benefits Western interests by keeping Africa divided and economically dependent. The statistics support Mahama's concerns. Intra-African trade accounts for only 21% of the continent's total trade volume, while intra-European trade stands at 70% and intra-Asian trade at 60%. This stark difference highlights how Africa's fragmented economies have been structured to serve Western interests rather than promote continental prosperity. By removing these artificial borders, Mahama believes Africa could emerge as a unified economic bloc capable of competing globally. This would accelerate the implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Area, potentially unlocking a $3.4 trillion market. A borderless Africa would enable seamless trade, allowing businesses to grow without facing excessive tariffs or restrictive regulations. However, Mahama acknowledges that this transformation requires significant infrastructure investment. Improved road networks, railways, digital connectivity, and energy supply systems are essential for facilitating cross-border trade. Without prioritizing these investments, Africa risks remaining trapped in a cycle of underdevelopment and continued dependence on Western aid. Beyond border elimination, Mahama's plan to ban raw material exports represents an even more radical shift in economic strategy. For too long, Africa's wealth has been systematically extracted and exported to foreign markets, generating massive profits for Western corporations while leaving African economies underdeveloped. Countries like Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, and Zambia possess some of the world's richest natural resources, yet continue to struggle economically. Mahama argues that this paradox exists because Africa has remained a supplier of raw materials rather than a manufacturer of finished products. Instead of exporting raw materials, Mahama believes African nations must develop their own processing industries to retain the value of their resources. Ghana should not be sending cocoa beans to Europe, but instead developing its own competitive chocolate industry. Similarly, Nigeria should move beyond exporting crude oil to investing in refining capacity that meets domestic and regional needs. Zambia should process its copper into finished goods rather than exporting the raw material. Niger should stop providing uranium at low prices to France, and Congo should prevent the exploitation of its cobalt resources. By transitioning from resource exportation to industrial production, Africa could increase its share of global trade and prevent continued economic exploitation. This call for self-reliance extends beyond Ghana to the entire continent. Mahama has urged other African leaders to adopt similar measures and work together to form a united economic front against Western exploitation. One key strategy he proposed was an Africa-wide boycott of Western businesses that continue to extract wealth from the continent without fair compensation. By denying Western access to African resources under exploitative conditions, Africa could force foreign governments and corporations to negotiate more equitable trade agreements. Mahama's stance directly challenges U.S. economic influence in Africa. Recent geopolitical developments, particularly Donald Trump's decision to reduce aid to African nations,
U.S. President Donald Trump has cut financial aid to South Africa.
Cutting off financial assistance to the country
have prompted reflection among African leaders. Rather than viewing these aid cuts as detrimental, Mahama and his counterparts see an opportunity to build a self-sufficient continent by reducing dependence on foreign assistance and focusing on resource-based industrialization. To advance this vision, Mahama visited Burkina Faso to discuss collaborative efforts. His discussions centered on ending colonial borders and banning raw material exports, reinforcing his belief that Africa must reclaim control over its trade, resources, and industries. The economic strategy emphasized regional cooperation, establishing seamless trade routes that allow goods to move freely across borders without unnecessary tariffs or bureaucratic obstacles. Trade between Ghana and Burkina Faso has always been vital, with Ghana serving as a key gateway for Burkinabe imports and exports. By strengthening these ties and investing in infrastructure such as roads, railways, and direct flights between Accra and Ouagadougou, both nations could significantly enhance their trade efficiency. Mahama's presence in Burkina Faso is particularly significant given Ibrahim Traore's recent efforts to form a confederation between Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. Mahama's visit immediately after Traore attended his inauguration in Ghana suggests that both leaders share ambitious plans for regional integration. While the full details of these plans remain undisclosed, it's clear that the concept of removing African borders and banning raw material exports is evolving into a concrete strategy that African countries can implement. This emerging alliance between Ghana, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger could potentially demonstrate what a united Africa might look like in practice. The vision presented by Mahama represents a fundamental shift in Africa's economic trajectory. By eliminating colonial borders and processing raw materials domestically before export, African nations could retain more value from their natural resources and build more resilient economies. This approach would not only boost intra-African trade, but also strengthen the continent's position in global markets. For this vision to succeed, African nations must overcome historical rivalries, invest in critical infrastructure, and develop the technical expertise needed for advanced manufacturing. They must also contend with potential resistance from Western powers that have benefited from the current economic arrangement. Nevertheless, Mahama's proposals offer a path toward greater economic sovereignty for African nations. By working together to process their own resources and trade freely across borders, African countries could transform their economies and improve living standards for their citizens. This bold vision challenges the established global economic order and seeks to rewrite Africa's role in the world economy.